Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Hey everybody, welcome to GAW Dark here in Atlanta, the former home of the WCW Power Plant. We know that in the main event today we will get Midnight in a 2-on-1 match against Pretty Bad Deal, Sean Alexander and Jacob Ace. We will hear from the Raw champion a little later on, but we will begin today with the Young Bucks back in action, former tag team champions here in General Admission Wrestling, looking to get back on track, looking to potentially challenge the Usos once again for the tag team titles. It feels like the Usos have beaten everybody in GAW, with the Young Bucks looking for another shot. British Strong Style did have an opportunity against the Usos. They came up short in that one a couple weeks ago on Friday Night Storm. They're looking to work their way back into the conversation. And of course, when you talk about the Storm tag team ranks, you got to talk about Robbie Eagles and Ricochet. You know, those two guys debuted as a team a few weeks ago, and for whatever reason, they have gelled in a way that we haven't seen a new team gel since probably the Wing Collectors, Frankie Omega and Andrew Wesley, and we'll of course see them on Monday as they go after the Titans for the Academy Tag Team titles. But Ricochet and Robbie Eagles certainly, to me, seem to be the most unpredictable, maybe the top team trying to contend for the Usos right now, possibly throw War Machine in there. Either way, these two teams are looking for that opportunity, and the Usos are going to be looking for opponents both for Winterfest and possibly for Blackout coming in a couple weeks on Friday Night Storm. So I'm excited to see what we can do. I'm excited to see what these two teams can do, knowing what's on the line, knowing that the Usos are going to need some challengers. Let's see what happens. Matt Jackson in to start for the Bucks. It's Pete Dunne for British Strong Style. Dunne, the bruiserweight, and immediately starts things off with a low-angle powerbomb. Matt Jackson. It's an easy kick out there. Nick was there just in case. Dunne embodies Strong Style, doesn't he? I mean, just the incredible strikes, the joint manipulation, gun stun by Jackson. When you think about Strong Style, specifically the Western European version of Strong Style, really you're thinking about Pete Dunne. Matt Jackson stuns him with a rolling kick, and Dunne back into his corner. Tyler Bate tags in, and Matt Jackson was coming in to Pete Dunne. Jackson going to continue the offensive on both men. I don't know if he saw the legal tag or not. Either way, now Tyler Bate going at it. Jackson buries the knee. Now we've seen what the Young Bucks have done in the history of GAW. By the way, check out the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. You can see the histories of all of our championships dating back to 2005, and you can see the history of the Young Bucks in GAW. They are part of the joint record holders for most tag team reigns in GAW history. Matt Jackson now on the apron, stands Tyler Bate up with a DDT. The Bucks have held the tag team titles 4 separate times, most recently back in 2019 when they beat War Machine for the titles at Nitro 8. That was the 4th reign for the Young Bucks. They had a legendary match back in 2016 with the Golden Lovers that resulted in their 2nd tag title reign. Their first reign with the titles came all the way back in 2013 when they beat the legendary Hardy Boys. So that is how long the history of the Young Bucks in GAW goes back, and a spear attempt from Matt Jackson countered by Bate. And the crowd deafeningly showing their disapproval of British strong style. It's interesting, the Young Bucks seem to be commanding the fans here in Atlanta. Tag in, here comes Nick Jackson. Now it's interesting how the fans are reacting to these two teams. The Young Bucks. Now the fans have always liked the Young Bucks, there's no question about that. Jackson stuns Tyler Bate with a kick. Now Bate rolls into the corner. He's got to fight out of that. Lots of back and forth here early on in this match. Jackson, big boot to the gut, and Nick Jackson, look at this. Package pile driver from Nick Jackson. I don't know if I've seen him pull that out in a long time, but Tyler Bate has to reach to make a tag in. Here comes Pete Dunne. It's a 2-on-1 situation, and Pete Dunne might be in trouble here. Jackson, into the corner he goes, and it's a knee to the gut. Not a whole lot of double team offense so far from the Young Bucks. Maybe they're trying to redo their tag identity a little bit, as they've failed a couple times to reclaim the tag team championships. Once from the Gorillas of Destiny last year, and once from the Usos also last year. That was the Usos' first defense of the tag team titles at Bash at the Beach. Dunne looking for a suplex, and Nick Jackson rolls him up into the small package. Jackson caught him, and Dunne powers his way out of there. Nick Jackson snaps back after that one, and Dunne looking for a powerbomb. It's countered. Nick Jackson, he's got him rolled up. It's near to the ropes. Dunne can't reach out, and Dunne again powers out as Nick Jackson almost had him. Dunne once again going for a powerbomb, and once again Nick Jackson countered it. Oh my God, Nick Jackson, he's got him this time. Surely no. Dunne kicks out. Oh, it's amazing how many times Dunne tries to go back to the well with that one. Backdrop suplex countered, and Dunne with a lariat. Jackson tried to duck underneath, so Dunne didn't get all of it, but he got enough. Now you can hear the fans. The fans want to see Young Buck champions here, or at least they want to see the Young Bucks go up against the Usos. I don't think any tag team right now is more popular than the Usos. Five minutes gone in this match. I feel like the Young Bucks have controlled a lot of it, but British strong style still alive. Dunne into the corner, and now Nick Jackson with a big right hand. Jackson gonna go up to meet him, and Nick Jackson, this is a shout out to the Usos, the tag team champions. The Young Bucks are coming. Superplex to the outside. The Young Bucks are coming for the tag team championship. The Young Bucks right now tied with the Motor City Machine Guns for longest title reign, or most title reigns in the history of the tag team division. MCMG's most recent reign, though, came in 2012. It was before the Young Bucks had come to GAW. Record for longest tag title reign, by the way, in case you were curious. The record holder is the Steiner brothers. Back in 2009, actually beat the Motor City Machine Guns. They held the titles for almost 400 days. The Usos hoping to get close to that number with this current reign. They've held the belts since January. Tag in, and here comes Matt Jackson. Breaks the count, and Jackson looking for a corkscrew uppercut. Dunne out of the way. Lots of the fight has happened on the outside here, and Dunne with a snap suplex on that hard cement. Good Lord. That's the bruiserweight for you. Dunne with no regard for Matt Jackson's safety or health. And now Dunne ready to take this thing back into the ring. Dunne had a minute to regain himself, catch his breath, and now that suplex on the outside has Matt Jackson in serious trouble. Dunne once again going for a suplex, and again, it's countered. Matt Jackson's gonna steal it. No, Dunne again breaks out of that one, but wow, talk about how difficult this has been for Pete Dunne. It's another pinning predicament here. Crucifix by Matt Jackson, and this time he did steal it from Pete Dunne. You felt like it was going to happen eventually as Matt Jackson steals that one on the crucifix. Dunne several times went for the suplex. It was countered into a small package. Here's a look at Matt Jackson nearly getting it. Nick Jackson got him a couple times on the powerbomb attempt, and finally Matt Jackson with the crucifix puts away Pete Dunne, and the Young Bucks, they have their eyes on the Usos. The tag team champions might be in their sights, but what will Ricochet and Robbie Eagles have to say about it? Now we'll have to wait for Friday Night Storm to find out. I don't know if anyone in GAW works, in the GAW Academy works as hard as Chandler Marcy. This will be Marcy's 10th match since debuting in GAW just a couple months ago. He has been grinding, and he just picked up his first win recently right here on Dark. So Marcy, you know, I mean, he's been working hard. He has been doing what he needs to do in order to improve, and that's all you can ask of a young guy like Chandler Marcy. And I mean, he has been through a murderer's row of opponents when you look at it. He's faced Marco Diaz, Santanico, Lee Carr, Max Ultimate. I mean, he has faced some of the toughest men that GAW has to offer, and he's come through it. So, you know, it could be a sign that maybe Marcy's fortunes here in GAW are turning around. His former Second City Wrestling locker room mate Joshua Moore just picked up his first win a couple days ago on Storm Chaser.
Did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed.
When you talk about hard work, Stefford Drummond doesn't really come into that conversation. Famously, he was involved in an industrial accident. I don't mean to laugh, but that's how he got the nickname OSHA's least favorite son. Drummond with a 1-11 record. Things have not gone well for Stefford Drummond, and this is after a pretty decent showing in the Storm Chaser tournament for Stefford. You know, I think he surprised a lot of people in that tournament, but so far this year in the GAW Academy, it's not been there for good old Stefford. The last time we saw Mr. Drummond, he was on Storm Chaser going up against Lars Nightfall. Lost via countout. Nightfall hit a nightmare on the outside. Drummond's been gone since then. This is his first match back. Let's see if Chandler Marcy can give him issues. Well, by virtue of his size and strength, Chandler Marcy might be tempted to overlook Stefford Drummond in this match, but I highly suggest that he does not. Drummond first cover here on Marcy. It's an easy kick out, but we know what Stefford Drummond is capable of. We've seen it in the Storm Chaser tournament. He's a lot better than his 1-11 record would suggest. There's been a lot of talk about Chandler Marcy in GAW. I think he knows better than to get into his own head about it, but look at this. Stefford Drummond swings him around. Look at the velocity that he got on that one. Marcy coming from a college football background. He was a standout at the University of Texas. I'm sure just by looking at him, I don't need to tell you. You can guess what position he played there. He's a Dick Butkus Award winner for best linebacker in college football, but decided to forego the NFL entirely to pursue professional wrestling. He is one of the top young rookies that I have ever seen in general admission wrestling, but even the best rookies, it takes them a little bit of time to adjust to this level. When you look at this level of talent, they're fighting every week. It does take them a little while. And Marcy with a snapmare driver, well done. So it does take him a little bit to adjust. There's no doubt about that. And much like Igris, Marcy is noticing that same thing. But man, just the overwhelming size and power of Chandler Marcy. An incredible athlete. I don't think it'll be long before Marcy starts piling up some big-time wins. And Marcy, that might be what he's looking to do right now. Marcy bomb. I mean, it's just effortless, the strength he comes in with. Marcy's got the cover, and Chandler Marcy with the Marcy bomb puts away Stefford Drummond. That is incredible stuff from the former college football standout. In his 10th match, he gets a win. And, you know, I think this is, I'm not going to say this is the biggest win of his career, but it's big in the sense that Marcy proving to everyone, and I think most importantly, proving to himself that he is capable of competing on this level. He is capable of succeeding in one of the toughest professional wrestling promotions in the history of the world. I certainly think he is as well. It's great to see Martina Del Sol back here in Atlanta. Del Sol's had a pretty up and down season 2 here in GAW, mostly down if I'm being honest, but you know, she, much like Chandler Marcy, she comes from a tremendous athletic background. A former Olympian is Martina Del Sol, so the athleticism is not the problem. I think, like for most people who have issues winning matches in GAW, I don't think physicality is the issue. I think mentality really is the issue. Everyone here in GAW physically are among the best wrestlers in the world. So I think for Martina Del Sol, it's just about getting her mind right. But this is going to be a tough match to do that in, given the ability of her opponent today. Kristin Sakamoto is back. First time we've seen her or her sister Catherine since Catherine lost a submission match to Baleska Pierce. Still no sign of Catherine Sakamoto around here, but Kristin is indeed back. It's a cool moment to see Kristin Sakamoto back here, given the fact that, you know, she has also struggled at times during season 2. And of course, given the fact that, you know, her sister was, of course, the Academy champion, the first recognized Academy Women's champion. So Kristin Sakamoto certainly has a lot to live up to in that regard, but she's got to live up to her own expectations as well. She was considered to be one of the top talents coming in, so she's looking to do that as well. Sheer drop brainbuster will do just that. Look at the size difference of these two, by the way. Del Sol, nice arm drag. Brings Kristin in face first. Now Irish whip off the ropes, but Kristin gets that educated elbow up. That's the MMA background of Kristin Sakamoto at work. Kristin up to the top. She sees Martina on the outside. Kristin Sakamoto with a knee drop, and Martina Del Sol. I don't want to talk about what she just let Kristin do, but that one's gonna hurt. That's all on the knees. Kristin has had surgery on both knees. Martina Del Sol, look at the height she got off of that. And again, just the athleticism of Martina. They call her soul food. And Martina just laying in some boots to the chest here. Kristin trying her best to block them, but Martina's got some serious power in those legs. She played beach volleyball. You gotta have strong legs to be able to do that. Kristin, well done into the dragon screw. I'm interested to see where Kristin is at mentally after dealing with her sister's loss as well. Kristin, now she goes into the grounded hammerlock camel clutch, and you can see she's actually trapping Martina's arm between her thigh and knee. Martina, again, much like Chandler, Marcy, able to work his way out of that. I don't think Martina wants to get into a striking battle with Kristin Sakamoto. And a big slam by Kristin. Martina, jawbreaker. Oh, not a good idea to go for the strike, but a good idea to hit that hip toss as Martina getting her way worked into this match, and Kristin, yeah, Kristin's not going to be having that. It's been two completely opposite runs in GAW for Kristin and Catherine Sakamoto. Nice spine buster from Martina. Catherine, of course, becoming the Academy champion. Kristin just never really reaching the heights that maybe you would have expected from her. Del Sol, oh, Pele kick, but Kristin moved out of the way, pulled the referee in front of her, and Martina, look at this red eye from Martina Del Sol, but the referee is down. The referee is down. He can't make the count. Martina should have won this match. Martina Del Sol should have won this match, but Kristin Sakamoto got out of the way, and Martina Del Sol just Pele kicks the referee. Unbelievable. And now Kristin Sakamoto into Japan's finest. Referee getting up. Martina Del Sol is tapping out. The referee saw it. The referee saw it on his way up. Japan's finest. Kristin Sakamoto, she's just stolen this one from Martina Del Sol. Kristin Sakamoto has stolen this from Martina. There's no doubt about that. Wow. Unbelievable. Martina knows as well as anyone what this match should have been, what it could have been, that it could have been a victory for her to get back on track. And you can see Kristin got out of the way, left the referee in plain view for Martina to hit the Pele kick, then the red eye, but the referee not able to make the count, as Martina Del Sol would have won this match. And then Japan's finest from Kristin Sakamoto, and look at her just gloating in front of Martina Del Sol. She knows as well as anyone that's an undeserved win. Cool to see Buddy Murphy back here in General Admission Wrestling. Former Cruiserweight champion. Now he's gained a little bit of weight in a good way. I mean, look at how big he looks now. I mean, we have not seen Buddy Murphy really at all in season 2. He's had just 6 matches, but the last time we saw Murphy was on Friday Night Storm when he fought Shelton Benjamin. That was before Northern Lights. So it's been a while for Murphy in GAW, but you know, it's good to have him back. He served with Jay White and Drew McIntyre as part of the Blade Runners back in season 1. It was one of the most dominant groups, but of course they lost to the Mob, so they were disbanded after that at Nitro 10. Now Cody Rhodes making his return from an unsuccessful challenge to Brock Lesnar's World Championship. We just saw that on Friday Night Storm less than a week ago. Cody looked good in that match. I mean, it really looked like he had Brock Lesnar's number. Couple crossroads. It looked like Cody might have been world champion, but it was not to be on that occasion, unfortunately for Cody, as Brock Lesnar overcame his attack. So now Cody back to the drawing board here And this is a good place to do it. Experiment with new things, fight new opponents. You're in the right place. Well, let's see what Murphy's got here against Cody. Murphy held the Cruiserweight title back in season 1. Held it for 168 days, a slingshot into the bottom rope. Cody goes throat first. Murphy beat Yun-Son Park, fresh off his win over Pac. A big reason why Park is now considered a legend of the GAW Academy, but Buddy Murphy sent him back there after Bash at the Beach. If anything, I think it's worked better for Yun-Son Park in the aftermath. And of course, our thoughts are with Park, who's still in the hospital after a vicious and shocking attack from Sam Hunt on Storm Chaser just a couple days ago. Murphy, nice quick chop to the throat, but Cody Rhodes works off the shoulder, sends Murphy almost head first into that post. Murphy able to keep his balance. He's so strong. That's been such a big part of Buddy Murphy since coming. Really, in his entire career, he's been known for his incredible strength, really when compared to anyone, but especially when you compare him to the cruiserweights. And now Murphy up on the shoulders with a street cutter. I mean, it takes almost no effort for Buddy Murphy to do that. Leg hooked, but Cody Rhodes kicks out. Oh, Murphy gonna go right back to the well. Buddy Murphy here looking to end things quickly against Cody Rhodes. He got the pump handle and Murphy's Law. How many times have we seen that in GAW? And Buddy Murphy's gonna walk out of here with his first win of season 2. Good moment, big moment for Buddy Murphy. Here's another look at the street cutter. Cody did a good job to avoid that, but it took the last of his strength to kick out of the street cutter. And the Murphy's Law traditionally has been one of the most dangerous moves in GAW, and it looks like that will continue here for Buddy Murphy. Just a few matches left, but Jackel, fresh off an unsuccessful challenge for Midnight's Raw Championship. He's back in action coming up next.
It's been 6 days since I've had my fix, and now I'm fixed on you. Despite your trembling body, I can tell you want it to. I'm every man you've ever dreamed of, all your fantasies combined. You can tell.
I said earlier that we're going to see Igris tonight. We talked about some of the best, some of the top rookies in GAW. I think Igris is certainly up there. Max Ultimate, Chandler, Marcy also come to mind. But Igris, much like Marcy, he's fallen on some hard times in terms of his level of success in the ring. Now, we saw him go up against Ulysses Sky, fell victim to Sky at Storm Chaser Liverpool. Of course, the story then became Santanico getting involved and nearly killing Sky in the ring after that match. But I think for Igris, you know, we saw him last time on Dark, lost to Sky as well, but he decided that he was going to get some modicum of revenge for Sky, you know, getting his feet in the ropes to help him with that cover. And Igris dropped him with the Reaper's Embrace after that. So this is hopefully for Igris a more of a return to form, although it's going to be pretty tough against Jackel. Jackel was having a tremendous year, a tremendous season 2 before coming up against Midnight. But really, you could say that against about most of Midnight's opponents. They're having great years until they see the Raw champion, who we will see once again in the main event as he goes up against Pretty Bad Deal. So no shame in losing to someone like Midnight, although I'm not sure Jackel would feel the same way. So we're seeing him in action for the first time since Storm Chaser Liverpool. Where does Jackel go from here? That's the real question. Does he want anything to do with Midnight at this point, or you know, what's going to be the deal here for Jackel You know, I don't think we'll find out today, but we'll find out what kind of headspace he's in. And we'll find out physically if he's able to go against Igris. Oh, it's looking good so far. Frankensteiner to start things out, and Igris just taken off his feet immediately. Igris, he's got to go try to slow this thing down against the young luchador. Igris is so smart, he's so intelligent. I mean, he knows what he needs to do against Jackel. He knows what the game plan has to be against a guy this athletic. But knowing it and doing it are two different things, and that's something that Igris has found out the hard way in GAW. Jackel unloads with a rolling forearm, and now up to the top he goes. Igris might be in the drop zone here for Jackel, but Jackel calls Igris to his feet. Jackel from the top of the Dragon Rana. Now, one of the things that Igris has really struggled with during his time in GAW has been putting all of his incredible mental game to physical use. You know, I think that's the big thing about Igris, that he's just reached a point where it's difficult for him. He knows what he needs to do, but can he actually perform on the level that he needs to perform? I think that's been tough for him. Jackel with a power bomb. We've seen him add that to his arsenal on top of everything else he has. And now Jackel rolling Soba. Jackel over the top face wrecker. Man, that's been dangerous for Jackel in the past, and now into the grounded clover leaf. Jackel just driving that right knee into the lower back of Igris. Look at the bend on Igris's lower body. This is nasty. Jackel trying to tap him out. Igris, well done. He turned it over. Nice job from Igris, but you can see that had an effect on him as well. Let's see if he can get Jackel up. He does. Pump handle face breaker. Igris wearing the tape on his right leg. He tore his quad a couple years ago, and he still wears that tape to protect it. Jackel, you can bet that he knew that. Igris retreats into the corner, and he's going to get a long running start on Jackel, nearly on the other side of the ring. Iron thrown. That's been a bugaboo for Igris. Whether he's been able to hit that, he does here. Jackel's in trouble. Jackel kicks out. Oh, Jackel needed that. Igris, he's going to continue the onslaught. Is it going to be the same for Buddy Murphy and Cody Rhodes? Igris, back waist lock. Jackel, nice standing switch. And Irish whip into the corner. Jackel going in, and Igris sent him head first, but Jackel counters. Jawbreaker. Igris turns away that strike. Pulls him in. Jackel, boot to the gut. Another one. Jackel with a DDT. And both men down after that exchange. Oh, you can see how much this match means to both men. Igris just looking for a win. A 5-12 record, not what he wanted right now. Jackel needing to bounce back from a loss to Midnight, and now Jackel, easy kick out as Igris was the first to get up. I don't know if Jackel even saw him, but right back to the war we go. Jackel rolling Soulbutt again, countered into the corner. Igris comes in with a big kick. Jackel trying to hang on to that top rope, and he can't. Trying to keep himself on his feet. This match has reached a fever pitch here. Both men just looking for that kill shot, the one thing that is going to put the opponent away. Now Igris going for the fingers. Now we rarely see that from him, something like that. Jackel to his feet, and Igris was waiting for him. He's got the arm. Jackel counters into a drop toe hold. And Jackel cutter attempt, countered. Igris, big forearm. Man, these guys are really laying it in here in Atlanta. Almost 5 minutes gone in this match. This is more intense than I would have expected. Igris again going at the fingers. You're just seeing a different edge here from the protege than we've seen from him before. Into the cover, and Jackel kicks out. Jackel gets out of his way, but back into the ring. Igris, he didn't see him do it. Jackel's got him up. Power bomb into the high stack cover. Jackel, he's driving all the power in, and Jackel with the power bomb puts him away. That power bomb has been a real addition to Jackel's offensive arsenal in the past, and he uses it here against Igris. Igris really coming in with just a different attitude than we've seen from him in the past. I wonder if the frustration of not continuing the winning run that he seemed to be on early in the season is just starting to get to him a little bit. I hope for his sake that's not the case. He's got a long future. Just a few months doesn't really mean much, but Jackel's not going to be the one to tell him that. No doubt about it. Big win for Jackel. Here's a guy who's been on a hell of a winning streak. 8-0 since coming to GAW is Damian Martinez, including a win over Jay White at Northern Lights. And now Martinez last Friday told Bandito to his face that he would be coming for the Intercontinental Championship. That is some serious guts from Damian Martinez to tell Bandito what he's going to do, but that's exactly what we've come to expect from the Archer of Infamy, who has really just come into his own as a pro wrestler over the past several years. Martinez, as a result, has been one of GAW's toughest men since he came here. When you talk about tough, you can't not talk about Sabre Jr. Tough in a different way. Martinez is just overwhelmingly physical. That's what we've seen from him. ZSJ, he's tough in the sense that he is one of the most dangerous submission wrestlers in the world, and he really knows how to hit just that one point. You think you might be resistant to pain, you think you have a high pain tolerance. ZSJ just knows how to lock you in that one submission that's going to target the one part of your body that you can't deal with. And Martinez, for as much as he's fought since coming to GAW, 8-0, he has never fought anyone quite like Sabre Jr. So maybe for Martinez, things will be a little different than they have been since coming to GAW. And for Sabre Jr., this is another guy who was part of one of the most dominant groups in Season 1. We saw Buddy Murphy earlier, part of the Blade Runners. Sabre Jr., part of the Mob, led by Conor McGregor. And of course, those two groups fought at Nitro 10, the fallout of which saw the Blade Runners disband. It saw Conor McGregor fight CM Punk in an Irish street fight, one of the most memorable matches so far of Season 2, I would say. Sabre fighting from the ground to get up, but Martinez just one step ahead of him all the way, and now Martinez turns him around into a Boston Crab. ZSJ had his arm on the ropes, but Martinez just keeping that thing in as the referee counting, and Sabre, he has to fight his own way out of that. That was not designed to get a tap out. That was designed to make Sabre feel some pain in his lower back. That big boot sidestepped by ZSJ. Now he needed to. The big boot has been one of the most surprising parts of Damian Martinez's arsenal so far since he debuted. He has made heavy use of that. And now Martinez gets him up into the suplex. You can see the height that Zach was on, and now Zach gonna get him with his own suplex, a German. He really needed to torque those hips to get Martinez over, and he did. And now Zach Sabre into an armbar. Martinez trying to get out of it, and Zach caught his right leg. Zach Sabre Jr. just trying to drive in the submission, but well done from Martinez. Breaks the grip, wrenches his arm out of there, and Martinez right back onto the attack he goes. Over the top goes ZSJ. Now Martinez is known for, one, his shocking top rope moves, even as a man this big. And oh, look at this, Zach Sabre Jr. with a dragon suplex on the outside. If there's one thing that you can do to neutralize strength like this, it would be a dragon suplex on the outside. Sabre gonna send him back into the ring, and again targets the head and neck. It's a smart move against a guy this big. Sabre has to work to even just roll him over, cover, and it's a kick out at 1. This is tough here, Zach Sabre. Now, snapmare, caught him by the arms, cattle mutilation in from Zach Sabre Jr. He's been watching some Bryan Danielson matches, but Damian Martinez, again, just wrenches his arm out of that, and Martinez went in for the big boot and again got caught by a dragon suplex. ZSJ, he knows how to counter the overwhelming offense of Damian Martinez. Oh, what a chop. Zach Sabre fires back. Knife edge to the chest, but Martinez just too strong. I think Zach Sabre Jr., he looks as good as just about anyone I've seen go up against Damian Martinez so far. Martinez just continuing the onslaught here, but ZSJ using his quickness, ducks underneath, targeting those legs. Nice kitchen sink. Really going after the legs of Martinez. Chopping down the redwood and all that, but it's much easier said than done. That's one thing that we've learned, but Martinez got him with the big boot finally, but Martinez not gonna leave it there. He absolutely laid that in, but he's not done. Martinez looking for south of heaven, but ZSJ counters, well done, and now Sabre again into the cattle mutilation, and he pushed off the ropes to push Martinez into the center of the ring. Martinez again has it locked in, but again, Martinez, he is too strong for that. Oh, Martinez might have been going for that south of heaven once again, but into the corner he goes. Fights his way out of it. Martinez lets loose with a big right hand, but Sabre able to catch it, and now in the corner, Martinez could be in a little bit of trouble here, as once again, we've got a competitive match here. That's what we can expect on Dark. And we see so many guys just fighting for momentum, fighting for, to get a good run going. We know how important it is, and it happens on Dark every week. Martinez, just too much power involved. Headbutt, that one caught Sabre. Knife edge chop, and Martinez with a big boot. Martinez feeling himself here as the big boot nearly decapitates Zach Sabre Jr. But again, Martinez not going for any kind of cover here on ZSJ. Very surprising here, uncharacteristic of Martinez, who has not been one to lay in any additional punishment. Even on Jay White, Martinez has been a get in and get out guy, but maybe he's just trying to prove a point to Bandito about how dangerous he really is. Nice drop toe hold from ZSJ, and now, maybe looking for another cattle mutilation, but Martinez shakes that one off. Into the front chancery, guillotine attempt, no. He went after the left arm, but ZSJ, you can see how tired he is, and Martinez, he's gonna take advantage of that. Martinez with a Falcon Arrow. Now he took advantage of that one. ZSJ, and now Martinez feet up onto the ropes. Martinez really driving it in. Sabre kicks out, and Sabre asking, what the hell was that? Thought we had a friendly contest here. Martinez. No friends in professional wrestling. Martinez, oh, he let loose with that big right hand, and now trying to get him up onto the shoulders, but Zack Sabre Jr. really got that left arm in around the neck. Stop Martinez from that one, and a big brain chop. Martinez now just letting loose with this power and a rolling senton. That is 270 pounds of Damian Martinez just crashing down on the ribs. And now Sabre up to his feet. Martinez, south of heaven. That's only the second time we've seen him do it in GAW, and Martinez, it took him longer than I might have expected. But he does put Zack Sabre Jr. away. I'm not gonna say that I wasn't expecting a competitive match between these two, but you know, certainly in a lot of ways, I was expecting a quicker match between these two. But all credit goes to Damian Martinez. Fought him off, and Damian Martinez, this is a statement to Bandito, the Intercontinental Champion. Damian Martinez is coming. And if I'm Bandito, I am not feeling confident at all about my chances. As good as he's been, Martinez 9-0. No one's been able to beat him so far. Will Bandito be the first? Champion maybe has never faced a threat like Pretty Bad Deal or a threat like the Las Vegas Connection, but I know I was definitely wondering, why would Midnight even take a match like this? Well, earlier, why would I put myself in a 2-on-1 match? Simple. I know what LVC thinks is going to happen here. Shawn Alexander and Jacob Ace are not walking into this match to win it. If they were, they probably would. They're a phenomenal tag team, but all they've been told to do is hurt me. Well, I'm going in there to win, because I'm going to show Derek Cole and the Las Vegas Connection that you cannot intimidate me. You cannot hurt me. And when you don't walk into a match with Midnight to win, you're walking in to lose.
Up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick check, so we like them in face. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist red.
Can't argue with Midnight's mentality going up against Pretty Bad Deal here, that they're not in it to win this match, they're only in it to hurt Midnight. So as a result, I think Midnight might actually have a chance here. He's going in to win. He's going in to prove to Derek Cole and the Las Vegas Connection what they're walking into. We're seeing LVC as a group grow by the day. We are seeing them, you know, we just saw Angelo Diaz debut a couple days ago on Storm Chaser. We saw Pretty Bad Deal debut last episode of Dark. Midnight has been undefeated in GAW his entire career here. He is 17-0, the best record in general admission wrestling. That is on the line in a 2-on-1 match right now. No time limit for this contest. Shawn Alexander starts things off for PBD, and Midnight immediately brings him down to a knee and a neck breaker from Midnight. Shawn Alexander, a former actor, actually. He was scouted out by Marco Diaz of the Las Vegas Connection. And he has competed on the underground for a few years now. Midnight maybe going for the Canadian Destroyer, but Shawn Alexander able to counter that one. It's a big reason why Alexander's Alexander, you know, kind of comes in with this attitude that he's got. He's a great teammate to Jacob Ace. The two really, they combined, make such a phenomenal team, and Alexander immediately going, again, just to try to hurt Midnight. We heard Derek Cole ask for that specifically, and now going for some game planning against Jacob Ace. Alexander has Midnight up on his feet, maybe looking for a Spanish fly. We've seen him do that before, standing Spanish fly to the Raw champion, but Midnight, he works his way out of that one, and he needed to. Again, these two just going to hurt Midnight, but Midnight, now he's looking to hurt Sean Alexander. Midnight up in the corner, he's got Alexander up, superplex to the outside. The fans love it. Midnight, he said he was going in to win, but I think he'd be lying if he says that this isn't at all personal with the Las Vegas connection. Alexander looking for a big lariat, ducked, but Alexander into a spear. Again, just trying to hurt Midnight. That is the goal here for a Pretty Bad Deal. Midnight's got to approach this tactically. Oh, Alexander went up and he got caught. Trying to use that athleticism, and Midnight caught him with the power bomb. Midnight again, just approaching this match tactically. If the idea is to get himself a win, then he knows what he needs to do. Midnight drops the dusty elbow right on the chest. And Sean Alexander might need himself a tag, but Midnight keeping him away here. Midnight with the high noon. Double underhook DDT. And Midnight, again, tactically, you can't argue with what he's doing here. It's a good, oh, look at this. Midnight into a Rings of Saturn. Almost looks like Pac's Brutalizer, but Midnight's got to keep his shoulders up off the mat. Jacob Ace just trying, or Sean Alexander rather, just trying to get his shoulders in, and Midnight releases the hold as Alexander tries to roll over into his corner. Midnight not going to let the tag happen. I don't see any intention of Sean Alexander or Jacob Ace at this point to actually win this match. All I see is just offense, attacks, just trying to soften up Midnight. Again, going for that corkscrew kick. Midnight out of the way with a rising knee strike. And now Midnight into the cover off of that. Alexander kicks out. Jacob Ace knows that Alexander needs a tag in right now, but Midnight, again, just keeping him away from that corner. Midnight's as good as 3 guys right now. Alexander to his feet. Midnight boot to the gut, maybe looking for Sleepwalker, but Alexander, at least he caught that one. Midnight was looking to put him to sleep, and now Alexander into an ankle lock, and he's got the grapevine on. Alexander really driving this in to Midnight. Midnight trying to work his way out of it, targeting the grip. Nice job. He knows he can't spend a whole lot of time in submissions like that. Alexander, Irish whip into the corner. Tag in, here comes Jacob Ace. And now Alexander, look at this, brain buster, and Ace with a splash from the top. Beautiful combination from these two. And now Jacob Ace into the cover, trying to get the win. It's the first of the match. Midnight kicks out. The Raw champion continuing to sustain here against Pretty Bad Deal, but Jacob Ace into a submission. Armbar with the leg trap. We just saw Zack Sabre Jr. use this same hold. And Midnight, apparently he was watching that match as well, as Damian Martinez gave him a step-by-step on how to break out of that one. Midnight pulls Jacob Ace in, pump handle face breaker. Cover here from Midnight. Sean Alexander may need to be there. No, Jacob Ace able to kick out. Ace, former MMA fighter and a submission specialist as well. Midnight from the top of the missile drop kick, and Ace sends him right to the ground. We're seeing evidence of how good Jacob Ace is in the submission game. Now has Midnight in the corner. Midnight has to fight out of that one, and he does. Up onto the back with a backdrop. And Midnight, again, just dragging him away from a potential tag from Sean Alexander. And now Midnight gonna treat Jacob Ace to the same thing he gave Alexander. Drops the dusty elbow on the chest. This has been a heck of a match so far, but pretty bad deal. I mean, they've done exactly what they said they were going to do. I think they've hurt Midnight here. Tag in, here comes Alexander. Alexander bloodied by Midnight's high noon. He continues to stay in this. Alexander brings him down in a thrust kick right to the jaw. Alexander knows exactly what he's doing, and now he's gonna go back to the attack on that left arm. Now he's got the arm bar in. Same thing Jacob Ace did as well, and Midnight, he's got to break out of it, and he does. But man, Midnight, I mean, this again, if it's all about hurting the Raw champion, that's exactly what they've done so far. Midnight with a knee strike. They have softened up Midnight for Derek Cole or anyone in the Las Vegas connection who might be coming for the Raw title. So they've done their job well. And now Alexander gets caught by the takedown from Midnight. Midnight tosses him up over the ropes. Midnight trying to do some extra damage on the outside. So smart, knowing that Alexander can't get a tag in this situation. So Midnight's gonna have some shots trying to get some offense in. Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's got his on the, neck breaker. Wow, I thought Midnight was just gonna bring him back into the ring, try to get a cover here. But the assault continues from the Raw champion. Alexander back up to his feet after that, but Midnight with a Canadian Destroyer. In that far corner, and now dragging Alexander away from Jacob Ace into the cover. Ace is gonna have to be there, and Ace, I think he did break it up just in time. Midnight right in his face. But the Raw champion goes back to work. How is he gonna get out of this one knowing that Ace is there to break up whatever he does? Maybe the sleepwalker attempt countered by Alexander. Jacob Ace loving it, but Midnight, Jacob Ace didn't even see what happened. Alexander gets caught by the champ, and now Midnight has him up. Midnight gets in, sleepwalker. Midnight laid him out, and now Jacob Ace is gonna need to be there, and he is. Ace is there to break things up, but he eats a forearm from Midnight. Ace counters with a big uppercut. And now Midnight, up to the top he goes. Midnight's got Sean Alexander in his sights. The sleepwalker did hit Midnight from the top. Alexander ducked him. I think Midnight was going for a diving DDT. Alexander ducked underneath, but he's still shaky from that sleepwalker, and Midnight gonna go right back to the attack after that one. Look at this, Midnight. Dream stayed locked in, and Alexander has no choice. Jacob Ace did not even have time to get in there, and pretty bad deal. They tried to hurt Midnight. They had one cover this entire match, and it came back to bite them. They said their goal was to hurt Midnight. They didn't care about winning. And Midnight, well, he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He showed everyone when you don't play to win against Midnight, you are playing to lose. And that's exactly what happened. A pretty bad deal here. Midnight overcomes the odds, and the Raw champion beats Sean Alexander and Jacob Ace 2-on-1. Is there anyone who can beat Midnight right now? Will it be Derek Cole? Will it be the Las Vegas connection? We'll have to see. Folks, thank you so much for joining us on GAW Dark. We will see you on Friday for Friday Night Storm. One more time, join the Discord with the link in the description. Get the first ever General Admission Wrestling t-shirts. Thank you all so much again for helping us reach 100. We appreciate you.